In today's video, I want to talk about a hot topic that a lot of investors are bringing up, and that's to stop buying houses. Why are these influencers telling you to stop buying houses? Are they speaking from an investor standpoint, or are they speaking from another angle? So in an effort to get this going, what I want to do is bring up a video that just popped up on my YouTube page today. It's a video from Noelle Randall. If you are not subscribed to her channel, make sure you subscribe to Noelle Randall on YouTube. We're going to react to her video and listen to her version of why you should stop buying houses. Let's get into this.
So there are so many benefits to real estate and to buying houses. So I know that it is a very crazy thing for me to say stop buying houses, because when we talk about real estate, we're talking about passive income. We're talking about appreciation. Obviously, homes go up over time. We're talking about leverage. Obviously, it's very easy to get a mortgage on properties. You're talking to a real estate investor with lots and lots of rental properties. So in other words, I get rental properties. I have mortgages on them. I have tenants paying down the mortgage.
So right here, what she's saying is she's a real estate investor and she's telling people to stop buying houses right now. So I want to see what the real reason is why she's telling people to stop buying houses. I haven't had a chance to actually look at this video yet. So let's keep watching.
The homes are going up in value over time. I sell my rental properties. I cash out and make big lump sums of cash. I also have short-term rentals like Airbnbs where people are paying $400, $500, $1,000 per night to stay in my properties. So that's excellent income right there. Again, real estate has just so many benefits. So I know that it is very crazy when a real estate multimillionaire tells you, hey, stop buying houses. Well, real estate is still the #1 way to wealth, okay? I'm not gonna deny that to you, but things are going a little bit haywire because of some stuff that has happened in the economy. I'm gonna share all of that with you and tell you exactly what to do next, because real estate is still really awesome.
You see how she's basically kind of giving you a hint right there. She's telling you, look, I'm telling you to stop buying houses, but really real estate is still the best investment out there. So I think there's more to the story. I believe that she's going to tell you at the end that you should keep buying houses, but I'm interested to see where this video actually goes.
Why the housing market is messed up. Let's talk about that. The housing market right now is a little messed up because of basic economics, supply and demand.
So now she's going to go into the spiel. I actually have a video like this I just released on YouTube. I'll be sure to post it in the description box or maybe up in the cards for you to be able to check it out. She's going to go into why the housing market is messed up because of the pandemic, because supply and demand and things like that. I kind of feel like that's where she's going with this, which obviously affected the market. Now interest rates are going up. So think about it like this. If you have low inventory on the market and you have high demand for houses, obviously the price of real estate is going to go up. Now, if interest rates continue to rise, then that might balance things out, but that's going to take some time to happen. So again, real estate is still the best investment, even in the market that we're in right now, but you have to focus on a certain type of real estate investing. You can't go after properties on the MLS and expect not to have competition. You're going to have competition if you focus on MLS properties or getting properties through realtors. You have to look for off-market properties. And the only way for you to find off-market properties is to go after distressed real estate. If you focus on people that are financially distressed or physically distressed, you will find the best deals even right now. It doesn't matter if the market is continuing to go up, if supply and demand is out of balance, if the interest rates go up. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters when you're focusing on distressed real estate. I've been telling you guys this on my channel over and over and over again. You have to focus on off-market, distressed real estate, and you will find a deal no matter what the market condition is. So what's considered to be off-market and distressed? You got probate leads, you got vacant properties, you got foreclosures, you got all these types of leads that have some type of distress tied to it that will allow you to create a deal and create a win-win situation between you and the seller. So you can't focus on properties that are listed with a realtor, because then you're going through the middleman to negotiate a deal. You have to talk directly to the seller. And as you talk directly to the seller, that's where you're going to be able to find the golden nugget deals that you're looking for in this market. So let's keep watching this video.
Yeah, I know I brag about having a master's degree from Penn State in economic development, but this is just basic supply and demand. Let me share with you. So during the pandemic, you know that we were all in quarantine and everything
What I told you, she was going to go right into it, right?
stopped. Well, guess what else stopped? The building of houses. And houses actually take a long time to build. You can't really build a house in a day or a week. It takes months to build a house, even a small house. So while we were all in quarantine and we were not building houses, we were also not building materials to build houses, meaning we need wood, we need tile, we need electrical things. There's lots of things that go into building a house, and those things are all being manufactured all the time. Well, when the pandemic happened, manufacturing of almost everything stopped. And it stopped for a very long time. Let's think about that. So for very, very many months, nothing was going on. Then all of a sudden, we have a bunch of people that come out of quarantine, they go back to work, and then demand for housing goes up. But the supply is down. There isn't a...
Well, actually, what happened, and she's correct about that, during the pandemic, a lot of people decided that they actually wanted to move out of the inner cities because they didn't know what was going to happen with the coronavirus and the pandemic. So what people were starting to do was look for houses on the outskirts of the cities, the suburban areas, and that obviously caused the demand for houses to go up. So in the inner cities where the virus was really attacking a lot of people, that caused people to, number one, want to work from home, but also number two, they wanted to get out of the inner cities and be around less people, which caused the demand for suburban properties to go up. So that's why the demand of properties went up overall.
There isn't a supply of housing because they haven't been building them. People have not been moving out of houses. We have a lower supply. So when we have a high demand and a low supply, we have high prices. This is basic economics. So that is why now, right now, probably when you're watching, is not the best time to buy a primary residence. Now.
There you go. She just said it. She said now is not the best time. And I agree with this. It's not the best time to buy a primary residence because prices are just too high. Prices are definitely too high. But again, this is when you're focusing on market deals. You can't go to realtor.com and expect to get a deal right now. You can't go on the MLS and expect to get a hot deal right now. But as real estate investors who are looking to find good deals, again, I've said it already. I'm going to say it again. You got to focus on off-market deals. Off-market deals. One more time for everybody in the back. Off-market deals. All right? So that's the probates. Those are the divorce property leads. Those are the vacant properties. Those are the absentee owners. Those are the tired landlords. Those are everybody who has some type of distress right now, which, this is an ongoing thing. These people exist all the time, right? You have to find these people, which means you have to market. You have to cold call. You have to send text messages. You have to do direct mail. You have to reach out to these people, get them to call you or you contact them up front, but you got to go direct to the seller. You can't go through a realtor because the realtors are going to beef up the prices right now. They're going to take advantage of the market. You got to stick to off-market deals as a real estate investor. Even if you're looking for a personal residence right now, it would benefit you to pick up some of these investor ways and focus on going direct to seller versus paying top dollar for an on-market deal. Top dollar plus high interest rates don't equate to a deal, even though the interest rates are still lower than what they should be at the moment. But top dollar plus higher or rising interest rates don't equate to a deal. But when you focus on off-market deals, it doesn't matter because you could create a deal by talking directly to the seller. All right, let's finish up the video.
I'm not talking about investing in real estate. We're going to get to that later because investing in real estate is completely different than someone that just buys.
She just confirmed exactly what I said.
buys a house to live in. In fact, I think that buying a house to live in is probably one of the dumbest things that you could do with your money, but people insist on doing it all the time. So I'm gonna let you keep doing that.
The reason she's saying buying a house to live in is the dumbest thing you can do with your money is primarily because of the expenses that come along with buying a house. I'm kind of 50-50 with that. I own my own personal residence, but I did wait until I bought over 100 houses before I bought my own personal residence. The benefit of owning your own personal residence is obviously you can move out and then sell the property. You can house hack. You can build equity and use that equity to be able to purchase more real estate. So to me, owning a house is like putting money in a bank. It's like saving money in a bank. So rather than me having my money sitting in a bank, I'm putting it into the house, and then I'm beating inflation because my house is rising in value over time. I'm building equity in the property over time. I'm able to pull that equity out or sell the property, sell the asset, and be able to ultimately be able to recoup all of the money that I put back in into the property. I can recoup it over time. So it depends on how you look at it. If you're looking at buying a house and you don't have anything to pay for that residence, a job, or if you have to go to a job to pay for the residence, it might not be a good investment. But if you have investments to pay for your personal residence, then owning a property, I don't see anything wrong with it. But everybody has their own opinion on that.
But at the same time, you're watching this, so you're different. Even if we buy a house, we know that we're gonna live in that house and we're gonna turn that into a rental property eventually. I have people that buy a house, live in it 6 months, a year, turn it into a rental property and get another house. And that's really how you build your
That's exactly what I just said.
wealth. So buying a house for a primary residence is no longer a great investment. Even if you wanted to do it and turn it into a rental property,
again, you have to look at what's an asset and what's a liability. She's basically saying exactly what I just said. What's an asset? What's a liability? Buying a primary residence that you have to pay for is considered to be a liability. It's not an asset. If you house hack, if you have, let's say, a 2-unit, 3-unit, 4-unit, I actually have a video on why it's important to do this as a brand new homeowner. I'll actually put that up in the cards and in the description box for you as well. But the reason why that works is because you're turning your primary residence into an investment. So you don't have to pay for it, right? Now, if your plan is to buy a primary residence, but you have assets, once again, if you have assets to pay for that primary residence, then it's still a liability, but you're not paying for the liability. It's like wanting let's say you wanted to go get a new Rolls Royce, or you wanted to go get a new BMW, or whatever the case may be. If you're coming out of your pocket to pay for that car, then it's a liability. If you have assets, meaning money that you don't have to work for, you have assets paying for that liability, then who cares, right? You can spend as much money as you want at that point. But that's exactly what Noelle is saying right here. That's a really good point. Buying a primary residence without the intentions of investing that, having that primary residence be an investment at some point in time is probably going to be a bad move, especially in a market like this, because you're going to pay top dollar for it. With the interest rates rising, you're going to pay even more, and you're not making money off of that particular property. So you might as well turn it into some type of investment. And it doesn't matter what the market condition is. Always think like an investor. When I bought my primary residence, I bought this house with over $100,000 in equity. The house was only 8 years old. And the reason I was able to get that deal is because they were getting a divorce. The couple that sold the property was getting a divorce. So I bought this property as an investor, right? I more than doubled the amount that I paid for this property since I've been here for the last 8 years, right? I bought it as an investor, though. Investor intentions. That's the way you should always buy real estate, in my opinion.
because of some of the things that's going on. Right now, like I said, prices are up. Until the supply of housing starts to level off, it's probably not the best time to buy a house. Again, I'm a real estate investor, I'm a real estate agent, and I'm a multimillionaire. I have nothing in it to tell you not to buy a house. It's not like you're creating competition for me.
With the exception of buying off-market deals. If you're buying on-market deals, once again, if you're buying on-market deals, it's not a great time to buy a house. If you're buying it and you're getting a discount on that property, because you're buying it as an investor and you're approaching it from an investor standpoint, is always a good time to buy.
I'm telling you this because I love you and you're watching this. Like I said, prices are up. Why would you buy something when it's the most expensive that it can be? As the supply starts to come up with the demand, the prices will level off. The second thing and why it's not a good time to buy a house is because of the interest rates. Interest rates have gone up by almost 2% in the past 6 months because of all of the inflation that is going on. Again, this will level out over time. I'm saying this now, I am saying this to you kind of in a bragging way. I have a master's degree in economic development, which is not just economics, the theories and things like that. This is really what I studied about applied economics, how it really works in the marketplace. And again, we do have the population, we do have the economy. This will level off and you should be buying a house. It's a great investment, just not right now. Timing is everything. You want to wait till supply comes back up and the interest rates level off. Right now, you're going to be in a situation where the house may not even appraise for the amount that you bought the house for.
Check it out. It's going to take time for the market to balance out. I've heard people say it could take another 2, 3, 4 years from now before all of this balances out. I do agree that it's not a great time to buy for primary residence. Once again, I keep saying the same thing, but at the end of the day, it's true, right? It's not a great time to buy a primary residence, but it's always a great time to buy an investment. Now, if you're buying a primary residence and you want to try to beat the market or whatever the case, I would wait a little bit just to allow the market. We're stepping into a new normal with this market that we're in. This is different. This is something that we've never experienced before. You can't even look back to 2008 because that market was different. The type of people that were purchasing then were over leveraging themselves. That market was completely different. These days, we have equity in properties. So the foreclosure rate is not going to be as high as people think they are. And that's a whole nother story for another day. We could talk about that. But at the end of the day, if you're buying it as an investor and you're buying smart, you're not going to lose.
That's a lot of the situation that people are coming into right now, and they're falling into that trap because they're becoming competitive. You do not want to compete with other buyers and
that's why the prices are going up, because people are competing and they're over bidding on properties and they're paying way more than what they should be paying for that house. That's why the prices of real estate are going up. Again, supply and demand. That's where the supply and demand issue comes in.
And see who can pay the most for a house. That is a fool's mistake, okay? That is what dumb people do. Who would compete to pay the most?
There's a real life auction. That's exactly what it is, a real life auction.
For something. That's not how something works. You know what I mean? You don't want to just, I'll pay 100, I'll pay 150, I'll pay 200. No, that's crazy. Why not just wait till there's more supply and pay what it's worth? That's what you should do. So there you have it. I have given you the full story on what to.
All right. So I think that's the end of the ending of her video right there. But at the end of the day, guys, Noelle is right. If you're purchasing a house to live in, it's not a great time to buy. But if you're buying as an investor, you should always be buying real estate. Right now is the best time to buy. Right now, you should be buying rental real estate. Right now, rents are going up. Right now, you will get great deals if you focus on off-market real estate investing opportunities. Hope you guys benefited from this video. Check out Noelle's channel at Noelle Randall. I also did a podcast with her. She was on my business and investing podcast. One of my original members. I'll be sure to link that up in the cards and in the description box for you guys to check out. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. If you want me to do more reaction videos, I'll be happy to put these types of videos together. I can add this into my arsenal in addition to the other types of videos that I do. And let me know what else you guys want to see in the comment section, and I'll be sure to put it together. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.